Hi, I'm Aprajita Jain and welcome to the fourth episode of Art Insider. Our collectors today are more daring and enthusiastic about contemporary art. Our first guest is Mr. Akshay Chudasama, a prominent lawyer from Mumbai, an international traveler and a general bon vivant. His passion for collecting began with books and now continues with art. I spoke to him at a seaside home in Mumbai. Hi Akshay, welcome to our show. Thanks for agreeing to do this interview.
Thank you for having me.
I thought we'd go and try and understand your art evolution over the years. So can you tell us a little bit about when and what you started collecting?
So I guess I started collecting when I came back from university in the early 90s. And at that stage, my office used to be right in the heart of the art district in Kalagoda. And so ever so often, I just walk into galleries from time to time. And slowly, it's like a drug, right? You get addicted and you keep seeing different kinds of work, different artists. Pretty much over the last 7, 8 years, or maybe even last 10 years, my focus has been much more on contemporary artists, so much so that I would say 80 or 90% of everything that I buy is contemporary today.
Can you tell us about some of your favorite contemporary pieces?
So at the moment I'm quite fascinated with Imran Qureshi. He's my sort of flavor of the month, if I can say that. I've been sort of following him for a long time, and I've finally managed to get a good work of his, so I'm quite happy about that. I'm very fond of artists like Gigi Scaria. I think they appeal a lot to me. There's lots of them. I think Asim Waqif is fantastic. I've just bought a work of a Bangladeshi artist called Naeem Mohamian.
So Akshay, how do you select a piece of work, or do you select the artist or the work, or is it an impulsive buy?
There's no one size fits all. Sometimes it's impulse, but invariably I research. I do a little bit of research. I sort of talk to gallerists. I talk to friends, and what's very important for me is to try and meet with the artists, understand their thought process behind work, and obviously it has to be visually appealing to you. If it's not, then that's like a threshold. But over time, I believe that I've become slightly more discerning with the kind of artists that I choose, that I buy, and it's very important for me to understand their entire thought process behind a particular work that I may have bought.
Our second guest is a young and dynamic Vishal Mehta, a prominent businessman from the jewelry industry. He also sits on Tate's South Asian Acquisition Committee. Let's speak to him for more thoughts. When did you start collecting, Vishal?
I started in 2006, and it was actually inspired by my father-in-law, who is a great collector of Indian modern art. And just seeing such beautiful works and seeing this really beautiful collection inspired me to actually go out and look for artwork of my own.
So Vishal, what are the four artists that you're focusing on and why?
So one thing about us that you have to know is that we're not country focused. We are global citizens having lived in many different places, so our artists are from 4 different parts of the world. You have Dylan Lewis, who is a fantastic sculptor from South Africa, who creates these beautiful, almost Giacometti-esque type of sculptures of cats. You have Imran Qureshi, who's been my sort of favorite at the moment as well. Beautiful abstract works and beautiful miniatures as well, which if you get a chance, it is one of the ones that I would really recommend. And the fourth is Indian, which is Manjeet Bawa. I feel he is still one of the most underappreciated Indian artists. I think his work says a lot about our culture. It says a lot about our color palette. It says a lot about who we are as Indians.
And so how do you go about this process? I mean, I can see a lot of different varying artworks in your home currently. How have you gone from Irana and Rashid Rana to becoming focused about 4 artists?
So the process is really focused on becoming a patron for 4 artists and really becoming an important collector for 4 artists. Who we are as individuals and what we leave for the world is very important. You know, businesses actually don't last. If you look, a lot of businesses don't actually make the 3rd generation. Institutions do, museums do. So to be remembered, to make a mark in history and in human society, the only way you can do that is to become a patron of the arts.
What would your advice be to a young collector at the age of maybe 25 who doesn't have so much disposable income, and how should he begin?
Research, research, research. 3 things that you can do. Today, if you are going to buy an artist, make sure you know what the artist is producing, look at the entire body of work, understand why the artist is painting it as well. Does it resonate with you on a conscious level? Does it resonate with you on a subconscious level? Does it speak to you as an artist, as an artwork? That's what you need to do. The other thing as well is make sure you can live with it day in, day out.
That's critical.
You don't want to hang something in your home and then a year later decide that's not what I want. I generally end up doing most of my research on the internet. I spend about an hour or 2 every single day just researching.
Wow, that's...
And you know, there's probably 20, 30 websites that can help out just to be able to understand artists, to find out what's going on.
Can you name a few?
Sure, you have ArtNet, which is a great one just on being able to price art. You have Artsy, which is a new website that's come up as well, which is a marketplace for art. You have Art News, Art Review, there are so many. I mean, there are countless ones, and if you're really plugged into the space, they'll find you or you'll find them.
It's time for a short break, but do come back because there's lots waiting on the other side.